Will property price drop in 2024? 9 out of 10 buyers I meet today will often have these questions in their mind. I think it's perfectly normal if you look at the current property price in these recent years. OCR new launch condo transacting above 2004 PSF and HDB price crossing 1.5 million mark. Who could have thought about that? I personally believe that HDB market and private market are closely connected. If more HDB units are sold at record price, it will definitely increase the number of upgraders looking into the private market. But why are buyers willing to fork out so much for HDB now? At 1.5 million, you could be able to purchase a 3-bedroom resale condo or even a new EC in OCR. If you look back at all the HDB record transactions, you will realize that most of them are located in the prime location housing. So in October 2021, HDB introduced the new prime location housing, in short PLH. Moving forward, all the new HDB flat located in the prime location will have 10 years MOP, subsidized clawback when you sell back in the resale market, and you are not allowed to rent the whole unit after your MOP. Additionally, the next buyer will need to fulfill the 14 income ceiling, and one of the applicants must be Singaporean. And in August 2023, HDB introduced another new plus flat classification. So in October 2024 onwards, new HDB flat near MRT station in non-mature estate will now have the same restriction as prime location housing, but with lower subsidized clause. With all these new classification, do you think the HDB price will drop or rise? Feel free to share your thoughts with me in the comment section below. So let's look back and ask, when did property price ever drop in Singapore? So there's actually 3 major down cycles in the Singapore property market. We can see there's total 3 major downturns in the private property price index. One in 1997 during the Asian financial crisis, and the second one during the dot-com crash in 2000, and then lastly, the global financial crisis in 2007. Now let's take a look at the HDB resale price index. We can see that there only one major downturn during the Asian financial crisis. During the dot-com crash and the global financial crisis, the HDB market still remained resilient. In fact, the HDB price went up by 2 times during the global financial crisis. So what can we conclude from these 2 charts? Housing is still a necessity. So despite a weak economy, people will still need a place to stay. That explains why, despite the economy downturn, HDB price still remain resilient. However, what differentiates the past from the present is the implementation of lower LTV, additional buyer's stamp duty, and TDSR, total debt servicing ratio. So back then, when the economy is strong, people would tend to over leverage themselves by purchasing multiple property and use their rental income to pay for their monthly mortgage. However, when an economy downturn occurs, they are forced to sell because of the lack of holding power. But currently, with total debt servicing ratio and the additional buyer's stamp duty, most owners today that owns multiple property, most of their property are fully paid for servicing a healthy mortgage loan. One thing is certain today, property owners have stronger holding power. Considering all the measures implemented by the government, do you think owners will be forced to sell their unit during a weak economy? I personally feel that property market as a whole is stabilizing and slowing down. However, if you look at the good ones, they will still move well in the market, especially condo in the mass market segment. So what are some of the opportunities in the market now? For instance, in 2023, I was serving this buyer looking for a 3-bedroom unit with 1.3 million budget. So I recommended an older leasehold development in Lentor. The reason why I chose this development was because of the entry price and the huge price gap between the new launch condo in Lentor and versus this resale condo in Lentor. With several upcoming launches in Lentor, I anticipate the price will continue to rise. It's just a matter of time. So recently, a unit there with the exact same layout was sold for over 300,000 more. To be honest, did I anticipate such significant capital growth in such a short time frame. I don't think anyone could be able to predict that just like what happened in these recent years. But how I identify this property, I chose this development based on all the factors that I've shared in my previous video. Feel free to check it out. The last thing we want to do is to time the property market, which is a lot harder than identifying the right property. Who could have thought that COVID-19 would push up the property price by so much? So far, I've only heard people regretting not buying earlier. I've not encountered anyone saying that they wish they could have bought later. In the end, I see many buyers being priced out by the property market. Looking back at the past compared to today, property is getting harder and harder to afford in Singapore. The only thing we can do is to identify the good opportunity in the current market and let the market do its job. So when will be the best time to purchase a property? There's a saying goes, the best time to buy a property was yesterday. The second best time is today. The worst time is tomorrow. But to me, the best time to buy a property is whenever your finance is ready. So if you are looking for such opportunity in the market, I've consolidated a list of properties starting from 1.2 million all the way to $2 million. If you'd like to find out more, feel free to PM me today. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.